Good afternoon, Stitchy friends. Welcome to the second half of my January update. I am still stitching on my white flower. I did manage to get that page finished for you all. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it there. I am also on the Full Coverage Addicts, is that what it's called? I'm on that group too, and I posted it there. But I'm going to turn you guys around and show you it so you can see it. There's a far away view. And yeah.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear Queenie. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, so there is the page that I was working on. I started over here doing the little bit of confetti heavy area over here. It's not that bad, but it is confetti. And I thought, no, I don't feel like it. So I went down here where it is mainly black. There is a, and it goes 1, 2, 3, and then there's the page end there. Well, actually, it's halfway in here. Yeah. It's like right there is the page end. So I'm going to work on this maybe tonight.
And the mother was sick.
And then I'm going to put it away. Once I have my second assignment handed in, my second assignment is due on Sunday. I have completed it. I just need to do the, you know, the millionth read over of it and checking everything, you know. Oh, that's the part that kills you, is checking everything and proofreading everything. Oh, you like read over your own paper like 3 million times. Oh. Anyway, once I do that and once I submit it, then I will pull out my forest and I will stitch on that until it is done. Done, done, done. You're out of here this month, forest. You're out of here. You're gonna get done. So look forward to that in the next couple of days. Hi guys, so I have my forest out. I'm going to be working on this until it is finished. It is the 20th or the 21st. It's one of those dates. Anyway, I'm going to work on this until it's done. And if I have time, I will work on that. If not, c'est la vie. So I'm going to turn you guys around and show you where I am at. So this is all I have left. It is about a page and a little bit. I'll just show you on the front here. So I have all of this done. All that done. From here. The bunny, these two birds. I have to do this bird and then all of this. So my stitching time will be strictly devoted to this in between my schoolwork. Oh really? You guys want to see the birds? As you can see, they found their voices. Hello. Hello. What you doing?
I'm just turning this string around.
Hello. Now they're quiet because I opened the door. Hello, Blueberry. Hello, Lime. So while I have time, I thought that I would give you guys some 2017 stats. So in 2017, I had 8 new starts. They were the Birthstone Dragon Sal, And a Forest Grew, the Fairy Tree, which I will talk about, Dream of Tuscany, Let Them Be Small, A Good Marriage, Reflections of Canada, and the forest piano, which I started on Boxing Day. So those were the starts that I had for 2017. The finishes that I had for 2017 were Catching the Wind, finished that in January. Fiberlicious Butterfly, I finished that in January. Let Them Be Small, I finished that in May. A Teacher's Job, which is a new start, so that would be nine new starts because that was just a couple of days, maybe a week to do. So that's 9 new starts and a finish in May. The Good Marriage I finished in September. Belle I finished in November. The Burstone Dragon Cell I finished in December. And Tigers I finished in December. So that is basically what my year last year ended up being. And now this year already, in 2018, I've already had, how many new starts have I already had? I've already had 2 new starts, and it's only January 20th. So, of course, it's the Chatelaine and the Temperature Garden. So, that is my year in a nutshell. As for the fairy tree, I really, really like that pattern, and I started it, and it's on 25 count. But when I originally saw it, I wanted it to be like huge. I wanted to do it on 14 count because I wanted it to be huge, and I wanted it to hang it in a central location for all the girls to enjoy. But I didn't have enough. 14 count would be pretty big. It would be like as big as a diamond painting, but I didn't have fabric that was that big on 14 count because I even have a yard, but I needed even more than a yard. So what I think that I'm going to do is I'm going to put that project on hold because it's on 25 count, and I'm going to see how this forest piano goes with the diamond painting. And if I like the outcome of the forest piano and how it turns out, then I think my next diamond painting will be the fairy tree. And I will do that as a diamond painting. But we'll see how this one turns out. So that project, the fairy tree, is going to be on hold. It's going to be a UFO, and I don't know if I'm ever going to work on it again. My other projects are UFOs as well, such as, you know, The Howling, When Dreams Come True, Buono Appetito. Yes, and to you as well. World Travel Bookshelf. You know, those are all UFOs right now, but except for World Travel Bookshelf, I do plan on returning to those 3 big projects in time. So, this is what I've gotten done so far today. I'm still stitching on this, as you can see, but I thought that I would share with you the colors while I have a quiet moment. Of course, there is a pile of doo-doo from the deer. The deer always look so stunned. And this one over here too, it looks like it's like a deer in headlights, and so it just had a pile of doo-doo. And you know what? In a real forest, that's the way it is. There is doo-doo everywhere. So I thought it would be a little humorous touch that I would add to the piece, along with the peeing rabbit over here. And that is done in walnut. You can't see the writing, but sort of. So it's walnut. The tree trunk here is done in casket fibers to die for, and the green that I am stitching right now in the leaves is chestnut from Mo's Silk. So those are the 3 colors that I have used so far, and we shall continue. Hi guys, so I am working on my forest. I am trying to get this last page here done, but remember my placement issues that I was having and am having and will have until it's done. Well, I've decided that I'm going to do the bigger trees first and place them where they should be, and then if there's room, then I will put in the smaller trees. There's lots of small little trees. There's lots of small little birds, and it just feels very repetitious and monotonous. Whereas the other parts of the chart, there's all sorts of different trees and stuff. Whereas here, it's becoming to be a bit monotonous. So I am putting in those big, beautiful trees that she has designed in this bottom last page. And if I have room, I will put some of them in. I am taking a lot of them out just because of my placement issues, but also I don't feel like it's needed to have that many little trees that are exactly the same. So I'm going to turn you guys around and show you what is going on. So this is what I have done so far. I am doing this last, you'll have to excuse my threads in here, but it's just the way it is. So I'm doing this tree right here. From here to here, it's supposed to be 33 stitches, and I have 30. So I'm 3 stitches short. But I feel like these trees are not necessary, and especially that tree right there is not necessary. Let me get, this one here is not necessary. So if I have room at the top here, over here, then I may put in this tree here. This tree is this tree right here, and I'm gonna put in this tree, or I may just put in the bird over here. I just feel it's very crowded. What else? There's something else I didn't put in. Let's look over here. If we compare mine with the thing. So this bird, this red bird, is this bird right here. I see these are all the same birds, exactly the same thing, and it's just repetitious and boring. So I have changed the color of the birds to be different, just because I felt like it. So here's another bird that was supposed to be here, which is a different bird, but I didn't put that bird in because I felt it would be too crowded. And yes, the spacing is exactly the same. I counted it to make sure that, hey, maybe my counting is off in this little bit because my spacing is off in general. But the spacing between this tree and this tree is the same as this. They just wanted to stick a bird in there, which I felt would be too crowded. And this tree is supposed to go down here, and this here is all the same too. The placement is the same, but they just stuck a tree in here, which I felt again would be too crowding, so I didn't do it. I put the tree that's supposed to be here, I put it over there, and I took out the bird. Okay, so the color choices that I have used for this so far, this tree here is these two colors here, black cherry and lavender. The words that I stitched here is done with the double shot. This tree here is done with these colors over here. This one's called Coral, and this one's Emerald City, both thread pickers. And then this tree here is being done in the Crescent Colors English Ivy, and then the opposite color that I will be stitching shortly will be done in the Weeks Dye Works Grasshopper. Hi guys, good evening. It is Monday evening, and I'm sitting here stitching and trying to figure out where to put the last placement of the trees due to my shortage in space. So I'm going to turn you guys around and give you a peek and give you an idea of what I think I'm going to have to do. So as you know, my placement is off. It went somewhere off on this side. I'm not erasing everything because I like the way everything looks. I like the way it's placed. It's not a big deal to me that I made a mistake somewhere and I have to fudge it. So, but that does mean that not all the trees are going to fit. Particularly this big one right here. That's not going to fit. See where it's supposed to go? They're supposed to go from this corner here all the way to over here. But it's a fairly big tree, but it's too big for the space that I have left. So rather than try and fit it and make it look like it's crowded, because I don't want that. I don't want my forest to look like it's like crowded. I'm going to take that tree out. That tree's not going to be there. Let's see. So if you look at this, I didn't put these trees side by side. I put one here and one over here. This one here is supposed to go in right here, but it's too big to fit, so I'll probably put in another one of these trees right here, or maybe like one of these little trees. I'll put in another little tree right here, but I think like this tree is supposed to be right up to here somewhere, which is fine. Then there's supposed to be a bird. There's supposed to be some more. There's supposed to be this tree, so I'll put in this tree. I'll put in these couple of little trees. I will put in this somewhere, not right there, but somewhere, and I'll put in a bird, and I might put in the rat. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of rats in this corner. I don't know why. Look at, there's 3 rats. This is the ratty corner. I don't get it, but whatever. Can you tell that I want this piece to be finished? So I might not put that rat in because I think there's enough rats running around in the forest, and Alberta is a rat-free zone, so you know, we are anti-rat. I might put in, yeah, so I might put in the bird and this tree, a couple of these trees, and this bird that's holding a little twig, and that guy. And I think that that would be enough room to fill this space that I have right here. So the only thing that I would be omitting is that big guy right there. And we'll see how it looks. There'll definitely be no other finish like this one, that's for sure. Has anybody screwed up on their placement like I have? Well, there's always a first for everything, isn't there? So, oh, but just so you know, it's not a first for me. I mean, I screw up on every single pattern I've ever stitched. Did you know that? Every single pattern, there's a mistake. Every single one. But, yep, so that's what I'm going to do. I will show you that once I have finished and where I've placed everything. So you probably are not going to see this again until it's finished. I hope for that to be maybe Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I have to do my schooling, and maybe Wednesday or Thursday. We will see. But I will see you guys then. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, Stitchy friends. It is Wednesday, hump day. And in case you haven't noticed there, I have a finish. I have not unrolled it yet, but I thought I would talk to you about the changes that happened and what I did instead before I reveal the entire piece. So this bad boy is done, and it's done like dinner. But as you can see, it is not like the chart. As you know, I had my placement issues. I could not fit in that big tree right there. And because I added some deer doo-doo into the forest, because there is deer doo-doo in the forest. And not just that, even if I didn't have that, it's the tree still wouldn't have fit. The problem happened somewhere, I don't know, and I don't care. So I needed to fill in this area. See, this tree was supposed to be here, except there was supposed to be some other little trees in here, but I didn't want to do that, so I just added these trees, except I made it like, this one is 3-tiered, and I made this one 4-tiered. So, you know, I just made little changes like that. This was supposed to be there. This is that tree right there. And then my favorite tree, one of my favorite trees, was this one over here. And so I just took this tree and I put it over here, except with a different color. Now that color is a added color, brand new, and it is called Dragon's Breath. And that is thread pickers. So that's the only time that that's been added. And then I added this tree, which is the same as this tree over here, except it's a different color. And then I just added a few like little trees that I felt needed to be fit in the odd places where there was a gap. And there you have it. I have a finished piece. Unlike any other. Mistakes and all. So I'm going to unravel it and I'm going to show you the big overall finish. So there you have it, guys. It is done. The whole piece complete. I put my initials and I put 2017 because that is the year that I stitch on this. So I don't count the past, 22 days or whatever it has been. I stitched on this every month almost in 2017. So that's the year that I put. That's when I started it. So that's why I put 2017. So guys, the stats on that piece down there is, it is done on 18 count Aida. I dyed it myself with tan right dye. The piece has 54 specialty threads in it, different specialty threads, and the rest are done in DMC. There's only maybe one or two trees or items on there that are done as charted. The rest is done in the 54 different specialty threads or various colors of DMC, which I just picked from here. Ugh. And so that is that. It took me 13 months to complete. I started it on January the 1st, 2017, and today is January the 24th, 2018, so 1 month and 24 days, if you want to be exact. And so that's it. Good evening, guys. It is now Monday the 29th, something like that. Anyway, I finally finished my first course. I did my exam this morning, so that's a relief. Tomorrow I start my next course, but I haven't been stitching that much in the past couple of days as I was gearing up for the exam and studying and all that. So I'm just going to show you what I've been up to the past couple of days and show you where my Reflections of Canada stands and my temperature garden. So this is where the Reflections of Canada is. I finished all of the Parliament buildings. Yeah, so I finished the Parliament building. The Parliament buildings is where, of course, the Prime Minister works, and they are located in Ottawa, Ontario, which is the capital of Canada. It is not the capital of Ontario, but it is the capital of Canada. And the little moose heads right here. We are famous for our big moose. Of course, moose are in the United States too, but they're very symbolic to Canada. And oh yes, Zoe. Zoe is interrupting this viewing. Hey? Hey, Zoe? Yes. And I have started on the hockey sticks, which I will continue, and of course the maple leaf. This now is the temperature garden, and I am not up to date, but I wait until I have a full flower. So see over here, oh, it's the 29th, yeah. And so I'm waiting for these 3 days to record, and then I can do that flower. So that is there. You'll see that there was a little bit of a heat wave going on there, going into the plus figures. And now we're dipping down back into the cold temperatures. It's really cold right now with the wind chill. It's like -27. So it's really cold. We'll see what the temperature was today. It's going colder and colder, I think. It sure feels like it anyway. So all in all, that is the temperatures that we have experienced so far. And that's what it comes to. So this is an update on my diamond painting. I just finished working on this section here. I'm only doing little sections at a time. My next session would be this, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 blocks. And that's about all that I do in a session. And I don't work on this every day because I just don't have time. But this is, I'm hoping that I can get this block done before February 1st, which is tomorrow. You know, if I do this tomorrow, then I'll have that done. So then I'd have all this done for like my first month working on it. So, you know, it's pretty good. Well, I did some of it in December, but I'm not counting that. Yeah. And you see how, you know, this piece here, kind of, there's one line that's missing there. And then I cut this off too much, so I'm just taking scraps of the piece that I cut off and I'm putting them underneath so I don't lose the stickiness. And I'm hoping that that will be the trick to keeping it all sticky. But yeah, that's what it looks like so far. This is the starting of a tree trunk here, which doesn't really look like much, but when you look at the picture, wherever it may be, here it is. You'll see the white trunk there. It's just the way the light is shining, but so it kind of looks weird right now. But hopefully when more is filled in, then it will make more sense. But yeah, that's the diamond painting so far. Good afternoon, guys. So it is the 31st of January. It's the very last day, and I have not gotten any stitching done since I last talked to you. Well, I did a little bit on my Reflections of Canada, which I'll show you. So that there is my Reflections of Canada. That's where I'm leaving it for the month. I'm gonna finish working on this next month for the Olympics. So I will have a memory of stitching on it for Canada's 150th birthday and also finishing it for the Olympics. But this is me here saying goodbye to you guys for this month and the end of the video. Oh, look, there's my dog coming to say hello. And so I hope you guys had a really great first month of 2018, and I hope it went well for you guys. I will see you guys next month in February, And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I don't really have time to watch that much of FlossTube right now, but I just want you guys to know that I am watching you guys post on Instagram if you guys have Instagram. So I'm keeping up with you guys that way. I'll eventually catch up with you guys when I have time, but right now it's really crazy busy, and I don't think it's gonna let up until I don't know, school, you know. But take care, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.